Welcome to another episode of Hair Biz Radio with your host Zakiyrah and
Mikey. That's an extended remix version.
Yes, it is. Oh, wait, Mikey. Okay. You have a new hat on.
Different hat,
Okay.
different shirt.
Different day.
Shirt?
Yeah.
We batch record, so I try to change up the outfits.
Yeah.
This is my new.
And Mikey never reminds me. He likes me looking like I was looking yesterday.
I got the new Built Basic shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Still waiting for the call. Actually, Built Basics has a ambassador program.
You signed up for it?
I tried it, and they said not taking applications. But I'm going to make sure we tag them in one of these videos, and they might see it. Actually, you know what I was thinking? Your husband would probably like this would, because does his clothes fit him? Like, is it hard for him to find clothes that fit really well?
He's like athletic, slim kind of build.
Oh, okay.
You too.
Yeah. I thought these shirts were
But remember I told you a while ago, I did look at some of their stuff for him just for like basic like t-shirts. And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
How tall is he?
He's 6'1", 6'1".
So he's like 5'11".
No, he's like 6'1".
It's harder when you're tall to get shirts that fit you like
yeah,
especially dress shirts.
Yeah.
So that's why I love their clothes, because it's a little bit longer fit, like along the waist.
Yeah.
Not, like, really wide.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much all my clothes that I buy now are from Built.
They need to be paying us for these conversations on this podcast. That's one thing.
Yeah. So I thought they would fit him pretty well. Maybe not in the arm as well as me, like over here, but he could try. But yeah, so I feel good. Batch recording. I'm glad we have our special guest here, because my voice after a few episodes starts to leave me. So,
so we have
Zakiyrah.
We have India rocking with us today from Wig Medical. Hey, girl.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here again.
Yes. So we did an episode. When was that? That was last year?
No, about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
6-8 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. So we did an episode 6 to 8 months ago with India when Wig Medical was just getting started, kind of, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so now we're back with an update because things have been going really well. And people are learning more about becoming a cranial prosthesis, correct?
Right.
I said that right? Okay.
Prosthesis specialist.
Specialist. Okay, yes.
Otherwise,
Okay, cool.
she basically said they're turning into a
medical
right. Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Specialist at the end of that. So a lot of people are learning more about that industry because it is not a well-known industry. Most people don't know exactly what that is or how to do it. So talk to us a little bit about what is Wig Medical now for people who didn't hear the episode before, and then we'll kind of get into what's changed, kind of some updates, upgrades, what you guys have put into it, and all those things.
Well, real quick, before we get started, quick note. So I was working a lot on Hair Biz Radio this weekend, and I noticed that the Wig Medical episode was our most popular episode in the last
you just say
year.
That. Yes.
So I said, holy cow, this is such a popular episode. We needed, because I knew Wig Medical had made a lot of changes, we need to double down on Wig Medical and getting India in here with the information, because a lot of people don't know about it. But what I find is a lot of people are searching for information about it. So this is perfect because India has so many more updates and information about the field of being a medical wig provider, cranial prosthesis specialist, collecting insurance payments from for medical wigs from insurance companies. That I was like, we got to bring her back.
Yeah, let's do it. So tell us, what is Wig Medical?
Yes. So thank you guys for welcoming us back. Wig Medical is a certification company that certifies entrepreneurs, cosmetologists, and even some health professionals on accepting insurance payments for medical grade wigs. So our focus is giving students the knowledge about medical-related hair loss, as well as the skill and toolkit to be able to successfully bill insurance companies.
Love it. So when you started Wig Medical to now, what has changed about the course?
Ooh.
Or what kind of feedback did you get before and you were able to implement that into the new course?
So much has changed.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on always being 10 times the value of the course, and we truly mean that.
Love it.
So we take the feedback from the students, we go through the course consistently and are always adding updates and just figuring out a way to ensure that our students have the optimal learning experience.
Come on, optimal learning experience.
And are also set up for success.
Yeah.
So a lot of the updates came with, honestly, just time. Like, first we realized there was a need for information about medical grade wigs. And so we developed a certification course. Then once students are certified, they have questions on, well, how do I find a medical wig vendor? So then we developed a medical wig vending course. Then we go and talk about marketing, and it's a whole bundle that our main goal is to ensure that once students are certified through Wig Medical, they have all the tools they need to be successful as a specialist.
And I think that's so important because there are a lot of courses out there that you take the course and a lot of the information is information that you can find on Google, or they're just like bits and pieces of information. And then you take the course, and at the end of the course, it's like, okay, what do I do next? There's no real clear direction on where to go in the course. So I love that you brought up with Wig Medical that literally there's resources. So after you get certified, we're literally holding your hand through the process of getting started.
Absolutely.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's funny because one of the things that I learned with the course, and I've learned a lot working with India and learning about medical wigs and everything else, because on the supply side with private label, I mean, we've come a long way. And that was part of my trip to China, was meeting with people for medical wigs and how we can really change the game with that. And one interesting thing was we do a hair business, private label does a hair business luncheon. So every month we take about a dozen women out that are in the industry, to build community in the hair industry. And one of them had signed up for the course, and I was getting some feedback from her. She's like, well, I didn't finish it all yet because it's just a lot of reading. I wish there was an audio version. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, that is amazing feedback. I said, India, you need an audio version of the course. She's like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, I don't know either, but we'll figure it out and I'll help you do it.
Right.
You know, and then, started adding the audio version to the course, which I think is so freaking cool.
It's so cool. A lot of our students are already cosmetologists, existing entrepreneurs. So realistically, they don't have time to sit in front of the computer screen for the time that it takes to really, truly get certified. In addition to that, students learn differently. So some students are audio, some students are visual, and some students are written. And so we came up with the idea to develop an app where students are able to hear the audio. So as they're working through clients or driving home, they're able to listen to the course and really retain the information. So
I love that, because basically what we just described was you got information from a client that was taking the course. They gave you the problem that they were having. You communicated the problem to India. India went and said, okay, we need to update this course so that people who are busy, because a lot of your clientele are going to be cosmetologists. And what do they do all day? They stand on their feet all day and they do hair. So at this moment, it's like, okay, you found what the problem was and you created a solution. And I think that's the gap between a lot of businesses, not just hair brands, but a lot of businesses you're not working to find the solution to the problem that people have. And I think that is so amazing. And so now we have the app, which is audio based, and a lot of people can listen to it in their car or while they're doing hair or whatever the case may be. And it helps them get through the class that much faster.
Right. And honestly have the confidence, because a lot of these terms are not familiar terms. So if you're reading it, you may not know how to identify with it, but if you hear it, you might remember it and know what it means. So
definitely.
The app was a really great idea. And thank you to the student that recommended it. Because we are constantly looking for feedback to make sure that we're 10 times the value of what our students are paying for the course.
I love it.
The app is both Android and iPhone.
Yes.
Right. And the app, I know you're talking audio because I do have the app installed on my phone. It also does have all the videos in there, all the text in there, all the quizzes, all the tests, everything's in the app as well. And just to follow up with that, so I like to read. And when I read, I also download the audiobook. So what I do is I'll put in my AirPods and I listen to the book and read along as well. Because I have a bad problem of just being able to focus. So if I'm listening and reading at the same time, my retention rate is like 2-3x.
That's actually a really great idea.
I can continue reading through the book longer periods of time because my focus is so strong.
I just finished reading, I just finished listening to Thicker Than Water, Kerry Washington's book that she just came out with. And I listened to the whole audio book, but now that I'm thinking about it, when I'm listening to self-help books, it probably would help me retain the information a little better if I actually had the book too that I could read along with.
Right.
That's a great hack.
There you go.
Right.
Yes. So how long would you say it would take someone to actually go through the course from start to finish?
So we get that question a lot.
Yeah.
And the honest answer is that everyone has different learning styles.
Yeah.
And everyone has different schedules.
Mm-hmm.
So I always preface it with that. But it's about 10 hours, 10 credit hours.
Okay.
And that's because each section has a comprehensive exam at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
To assess the knowledge, since it is self-paced and self-guided, we definitely want to make sure that we have the appropriate metrics to ensure students are retaining information.
Definitely.
So they have to score it 80% or higher
Okay.
before going on to the next section. Again, we have a lot of students that are cosmetologists and other entrepreneurs. So it just depends on the time that they have available to get it done. But
do you have a recommended course outline schedule as to how often they should be studying?
So we have kind of like a planner that is aligned with the course.
Okay.
And it goes in depth where the students, before even starting the course, they write out their business goals and also a SWOT analysis. And we kind of break down important guidelines and key terms throughout the course, kind of like an outline that they can use to get through the course and also to help with retention.
Love it.
But that 10 hours or 8 to 10 hours is just a certification course. There is the SEO course, the marketing course, there's a bunch of courses that come in that bundle. So to finish everything, I don't know how long it would take.
Yeah.
But it would take, probably it's a lot of coursework.
Yeah.
But that's good because you can go in it at any time, review stuff, even getting into like the Derm Atlas.
Right.
Which is a great product. So I don't even think Zakiyrah knows about that if you want to talk about the Derm Atlas.
So again, like another student came to us and she's like, how do I reach dermatologists? How do I know what dermatologists are in my area? How do I contact them? Where are they located? And we decided to create a Derm Atlas. So what the Derm Atlas is the list of dermatologists by region.
I love that name, Derm Atlas.
Yeah. So when students sign up, based on their region, they'll get a directory listing of all of the dermatologists. We did this so that they could, market and partner with dermatologists. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Market and partner with dermatologists locally and reach out to them and be able to expand their business. So
I love that.
That's another update that we added.
So is that once someone actually completes the course, they get their certification, they have access to the list, what is the next step for them? Like, is there a pool that they go into where they can start finding people to service? What does that look like?
You are in our Wig Medical plan.
I think Zakiyrah just hit what's next.
Right, for Wig Medical.
Yeah.
So without jumping into a bunch of details because it's still in the works. Our courses are set up to meet students where they are in their business.
Got it.
So to answer your question, how long will it take for students to get through the course? Each course is kind of like a stepping stone for the next course.
Got it. Okay.
So once they get to the Derm Atlas, after they get to the Derm Atlas, they'll talk about SEO and, search engine optimization, how to set up their websites and so on and so forth. What's next for us at Wig Medical is we are collaborating with dermatologists, insurance companies, and students and clients to become a network for cranial prosthetics.
I love it. It's giving Ambetter and Cigna and all of the things.
Right.
Yeah.
So because we have the network of specialists and we also have the knowledge to be able to get in network with insurance companies, we're working to be able to create a pool, like you said, where dermatologists and clients and specialists can all be in one place and we can connect them to the different moving parts. So that is what's next for Wig Medical.
I love that. So for the people who have not heard the last podcast episode, because when I go back in my mind, I feel like we did something virtual and then we did something in studio, right?
Yeah, we didn't launch the virtual because it just didn't look
quality,
as good.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And then we started in the old studio.
Yeah.
We shot maybe 6 or 7 episodes upstairs.
Yeah.
Before getting the beautiful podcast studio.
Right. Okay. So take us back to the beginning. What made you actually want to start Wig Medical?
Okay. I wanted to.
You good?
Okay. Like I have 1,000 thoughts in my head. And Okay. So, the story of Wig Medical, how Wig Medical got started.
Yeah.
I started with a cosmetic company And I really enjoyed the beauty industry because I loved making people feel beautiful.
Yeah.
And I liked all of the intricacies that go into hair and makeup and beauty. I have a background in biology and a master's in neuroscience. So I have a really strong passion for healthcare as well. And I wanted to figure out how to bridge the gap between how can I make women feel beautiful, but also how can women that don't have the access but need the access have these wigs as well, because these wigs are expensive. So I started to do a lot of research, and I learned a lot about prosthetics and cranial prosthetics. And I decided to take a certification to become a cranial prosthesis specialist. And once I had taken the certification, I realized that this industry was a huge industry with not a lot of information surrounding it. So at that point, I decided that I wanted to dedicate my time to figuring out how to make this information digestible, and as well as be able to educate others, because not only is our medical grade wigs a necessity, people are unable to afford them. So once I realized that they were covered through health insurance, I was like, okay, I need to figure out a way to develop a course and educate other entrepreneurs, because the ultimate goal is to help people and, let people know that they don't have to suffer in silence, and, there are resources available. So that's how Wig Medical got started.
I love it.
Then also, India was a teacher before even getting in the beauty industry. So she was already a teacher.
Yeah, I was a biology teacher.
Where?
I taught at King Middle School.
Okay, that's
close to here.
Okay. I don't think I knew that. Maybe we didn't talk about that.
So you already had that background. She was already in the industry as far as
So lesson plans for you was nothing. It's okay.
It was fun to create the course.
Nice. That's exciting.
Breaking it down. Yeah. All of the updates now, the videos. I like to do the videos.
And so you retired from teaching.
Yeah, I stopped teaching after I started my cosmetic company with I started with Private Label as my vendor.
Yeah.
And that was actually a crazy story. We can talk about it at a different time, how I met Mikey for the first time.
Yeah.
I have it on video, actually, the first time, because she starts telling me, she meets me and she's like freaking out. And I actually have the video, and because she started telling me, I was like, whoa, this is too good. Like, let me record this. And it's such a monumental moment now to have that first interaction on video and hear her talking about her story. We have it in the Facebook, in the Hair Business Blueprint Facebook group. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But that was such a cool experience.
It was. And so that was 2020.
Probably 2020.
Okay. And then we met in LA in 2021.
Yeah, I think it was 2021.
Okay, 2021.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so that's right. You guys did meet in LA at the event. Getting Zakiyrah on some TV time.
You know what?
I'm just kidding. Look, Zakiyrah will fly out though. And I'm like, Zakiyrah, we need you for this event. She's like, I'm there. Look, don't ask her to do something in Atlanta other than the podcast. She's busy. Okay. She's booked.
You know what?
Check the calendar.
I cannot deal with Mikey.
So, it's interesting. So I just got back recently from China.
Right.
And I was working on a project. I don't know if I told Indy. I definitely haven't told Zakiyrah. That is super cool. So I was working on the toppers and more medical wigs, toupees, and all sorts of other applications, which is so important, because what's going to make private label different is we're going to have it in stock here in the U.S. Anyone that's in the medical wig industry and from the supply side, you will realize getting these wigs takes 60 to 90 days. It's not just like a lace front wig and you're like, oh, DHL it, it'll be here in 3 days. No, that's not how this industry works, right? So that's where private label comes in. Now, one thing that I said, okay, how can I really take this to the next level? Now, this is not just your normal medical wig or normal application, but there's definitely some people that would be interested in this. So imagine if you're about to go through chemotherapy and you're going to lose all your hair.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can actually ponytail your hair, do a couple ponytails. You could go to a hairstylist and do this as well. You can go ahead and shave your head. Right? This isn't ready yet, but I'm working on it. You're going to be able to send private label your own real hair. I am going to work with our manufacturing partners, right? We're probably going to have to add some additional hair, because when you ventilate a wig, you can lose 2 to 4 inches per strand because you have to do the ventilation tying process.
Yeah.
Right. So I can add color match, add additional beautiful hair, like top top quality raw material of hair. I am going to be able to custom ventilate with your own hair on a medical wig cap. This is about
insane.
That's insane. This is a 100-hour process. It takes this is an expert. It takes 100 hours to make this.
Wow.
So from start to finish, from the time we receive the hair to probably get it finished, I'm trying to make the whole process 1 month, which is an incredible turnaround.
Right.
And this is, I know if you're in the fashion industry, as far as like lace front wigs and bundles and everything, a month sounds really long. But to have a wig made with your own hair in 30 days and then at the price, because I know how much people charge here in the U.S.
Yeah.
They're going to charge anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 for this.
Right.
If I can get it done for like a half or a third of the cost, this is game changer.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Really game changer.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff. That's one of the projects. I said how Zakiyrah and I had an episode about travel hacks and talked about my trip to China. So I was really on this trip trying to push the envelope as far as production goes.
Yeah.
And that is one of the items that is next level.
Wow.
That is huge.
It is.
That's huge.
It is. And it's going to flow so nicely for Wig Medical, especially like the students, which takes me into my next point. What is some of the feedback that you've gotten from students who have 100% successfully completed the course and they're now out in the world navigating being a cranial prosthesis specialist?
That's the really cool thing. Probably the coolest thing about Wig Medical is that we're a network. So I talk to students all day, all week long, whether it's helping them through consultations, them showing me videos of their new space that they're doing their consultations in.
Nice.
Talking about obtaining government contracts. We have a lot of students that have successfully obtained government contracts.
Nice. That is exciting.
It's so exciting.
Yes.
It's so exciting. And a lot of the feedback that I get is that students are just excited about the program and had no idea that they could do something like this without, one, you don't have to be a licensed cosmetologist to be a cranial prosthesis specialist. And two, you don't have to have any experience in any other health-related field. So a lot of students are just really pumped up and eager about that. They love the updates. I love seeing all the comments and emails and all those things. Students are really excited about it, and that makes me excited because that means the more certified specialists, the more people we're helping.
Yes.
And that's the ultimate goal. So.
I love that. So for someone who is listening to this and they're thinking, that sounds interesting. I want to take the course. When will I be able to make money, or how will I make money from taking the course? What does that look like? Because I know that is everyone's question. I know that we live in a world of instant gratification. However, you have to do the work in order to make money. So for the people who are listening, who are just curious about that, what does that process look like?
I'll repeat what you said.
Yeah.
You have to do the work to make the money.
Yeah.
So at Wig Medical, we believe we give all of the tools. And if we aren't giving the tools, we accept the feedback and create the tools.
Yeah.
But you have to do the work. Just to give a little preface, one medical grade wig on average, a 12-inch, is anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800. You make your money back, your investment back from the course with one client.
When she says $1,500 to $1,800, you mean that's what the insurance company is paying for the wig?
Right.
And then the actual cost of the wig. So I know Private Label sells the medical wigs for a wig like that for about $500.
Right.
So you make about $1,000 a wig, and that more than pays for the whole entire course just from the first wig.
Right. So to answer your question, it depends on the student. It depends on the drive. It depends on your ability to be able to apply the knowledge that is given to you in the course, but you have to do the work.
Yes.
It's a very lucrative industry, but you have to be knowledgeable, personable, and you also have to, care about
what you're doing,
your client satisfaction and what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Actually, I just was doing some research before this. Zakiyrah, you won't believe it. Wig Medical, and when I say by far, I'm talking exponentially, is by far the most reviewed cranial prosthesis specialist course online.
Wow.
Over 300 reviews, and the reviews are amazing. They speak for themselves. So I am really proud of you, India, to have so many reviews on the courses.
That is so dope.
Together, that is incredible. So you can go to wigmedical.com, click the reviews tab, and read away. And it is by far the most reviewed course. And I think that's because the marketing that's done with it and everything else. And it's important to have that because how are you going to teach someone to do business if you can't do the business yourself?
Right. That is very true.
Right. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that. That's what's up.
And I think just the network part that's coming, because I've talked to India about what that's going to look like, because obviously I really want to dial in private label on the supply side. So it's in our best interest to have the best products and services for Wig Medical clients. The network idea that she is building, when I say is game over, it is game over, because you're literally, if you're part of Wig Medical and you're approved to be part of that network, India literally will be handing you leads in business every day. Well, once it gets going every day, I'm sure. But, how can you beat that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And I think going back to the initial statement about like other courses out here, I really love that you are dedicated to making the course actually work for people, whether you learn better reading, whether you learn better listening, whether you learn better by giving everything being handed to you. Like just every process of going through a course, you're kind of hitting it from every angle. And I love that people can, that's why you have so many great reviews, because people finish the course and it's like, oh, this wasn't just another take the course and now I'm lost and stuck. It's literally like I took the course and I know exactly what to go do next.
Right.
I love that.
And actually, so India also spoke at a conference recently. Which conference was that?
It was the Natural Industry Hair Convention.
Nice. Where was that
Maryland,
at?
It was in Maryland.
Okay.
Yes, it was in Maryland. It was Maryland. It was so fun. I also had Bronner Brothers since the last time I saw you guys.
Nice.
That was in New Orleans. That was so much fun.
Nice.
And then speaking at Paul Mitchell.
Yep.
Yeah. At Paul Mitchell maybe 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
It's always really good to get out there and talk to people and answer questions. It's my favorite thing to do. Just because there is so much knowledge out there, and I don't think people know that it's available or that it's even possible.
Yeah, and it's not
that.
packaged well. Most places or people, it's just so scattered. Not all correct information on websites and all this information. So to have it in a step-by-step process, I think really helps. That's why I have no problem paying for courses, even though I know if it could be about Facebook ads or email marketing, I have no problem taking a course and paying good money for a course, because that walks you through step by step instead of trying to piecemeal everything together, which can take so much time. I like something much more organized. And when I go through it and get that stuff done, I mean, it literally prints money.
Yeah.
So I have no problem investing in myself and my education, right? It's much better than me investing in anything else, because the return on investment for me paying for education, for books and knowledge, it's like 100 or 1,000x.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Is there anything that you would recommend to someone who is getting ready to get started with the course? Any tips or?
I would recommend the pre-course first. We have a free pre-course where we talk about setting up your business. And more than setting up your business, the pre-course really gives students a sneak peek on not only how to use the platform, but my teaching style. It's completely aligned to the certification course, and that there's a comprehensive exam at the end as well. So, and it's on the app, so they can try it out with the audio and the video.
Love it.
But I always recommend the pre-course first, because that's how you can kind of see who's serious about the business and who wants to take the next step. So take the pre-course.
Yes. I love the fact about the pre-course, because I don't think I've ever purchased a course and there was a pre-course that was available at no cost. So I think that's extremely dope for sure.
And even though it's free, we took the diligence, and it's just as concise and well put together as the certification course.
Yes.
So it's a true sneak peek.
I love it. So what is the timeline for the new things that are being rolled out or pushed out?
So we're really working to develop the Wig Medical Network. We hope to have it up and running by the beginning of 2024.
First quarter.
Yep.
Nice.
So we have a lot of work to do, but we are working diligently and accepting the feedback from the students.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got a lot of work to do on the supply side.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't shown India yet some of the photos of all the male toupees and the ones with like the gray accents and some of the toppers and all these other products. Really, it's been really fun for me to get involved in new products because I've been doing the wigs and bundles and the normal stuff for the last decade. So this is the exact same industry, just a little bit different. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but really exciting for me to do something a little different. Yeah. But like I always tell everyone I always stay in the same industry. So I'm 100% in beauty. I'm not trying to do a million other things. So this has been a great learning experience for me as well.
I absolutely love it. So where can people find the course, Wig Medical, you on social, online, all the things?
So we are Wig Medical on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can purchase the course at www.wigmedical.com. And we're in the App Store.
Yes,
Wig
come on,
Medical.
App Store.
So App Store and Play Store. Play Store for Android.
Yes, and we'll link all of this in the show notes, in the blog posts, and all of the other things that we utilize to get you information. We'll link all of this stuff online. Is there anything else that you want to share about Wig Medical, about what you have going on? Anything that we did not cover?
We have, the Wig Medical Network is coming. We will be at Bronner Brothers next year. Also.
February. Okay.
Here in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Bronner Brothers. That's going to be good. So
yes.
you can come to Bronner Brothers show and see India, meet her in person. She's a real person, despite her being right here. If you're just listening, you can see her on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll be at Bronner Brothers and YouTube. I don't think I gave the YouTube. It's Wig Medical as well. But I think I really would just like to thank you guys for inviting us back on the podcast and everybody out there for watching and following. And we really appreciate the support at Wig Medical.
Definitely.
10 times the value. We're working.
Definitely. Yeah. I love it. Anything else you want to add, Mikey?
Yeah, I think we should have a follow-up episode maybe in another 6 months. I think it's like one of those guests you can just have every 6 months. Right. Has something new and exciting.
Yes. After the network, I think that'll be really great to come on and kind of explain, talk about, and get people kind of hype and interested in doing the course.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to.
Sure. So, yeah, just excited to see where this goes from a medical wig standpoint moving forward.
Love it. Thank you guys for tuning in to Hair Biz Radio podcast. You can find us on all streaming platforms. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube and all of the other social media platforms so that we can keep getting some amazing content out for you all.
All right, guys. Until next time. Later.
Why were you looking like that?